What's good, everybody on YouTube? This is your boy Akil McLeod back with another video, and today I'm going to share what sold on Poshmark over this past weekend. Now, if you guys follow the channel, you know I usually share my eBay and my Poshmark sales for over the past weekend, but when I get a ton of sales on one platform, I like to split it up because I know everybody doesn't have that much time to kind of sit through and watch a 20 to 30 minute video just on sales. So I'm going to split it up. I'll probably do a double upload and I'll share my eBay sales in another video, maybe in about an hour or so. But in this video, I'm only going to share the Poshmark sales, and this weekend was really good for Poshmark. I didn't make a ton of money, but I had a ton of sales. So I do think this could still be really helpful for you guys. And at the end of the day, whether I make a ton of money, a ton of sales, or a little bit of sales, I always like to share my sales with you guys just to show a more in-depth look on what it's really like being a full-time reseller on eBay and on Poshmark. So if you guys are interested in these videos, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and without further ado, let's get into it. Starting things off is this Affliction thermal shirt, and if you guys know me, you already know this is not my style whatsoever, but Affliction is one of those brands that I come across fairly often, and it usually does sell for a decent amount of profit. So anytime I come across it, I still pick it up. And this one was in really good condition. There was some normal distressing because this type of style usually has some distressing. And I did notice a very small hole as well, but nothing too crazy. I just like to make sure that I let the buyer know exactly what they're getting. But overall, this was in really good condition, and it sold for 15 bucks. Next is another pair of shoes that is super unique. And this is one of those things that I always tell you guys, if you come across a pair of unique shoes, or anything unique for that matter, still pick it up and still try to flip it, because unique items always sell well for me on either platform, Poshmark or eBay. And I picked these up from a UGG sample sale. And if you guys didn't know, UGG and Teva, they're all under the same umbrella. And I picked these up for 10 bucks, and they didn't have the box. They just had like a sticker on the bottom to let you know that they were a sample. And these sold for my full asking price of 39 bucks. Now, the weird thing about this is that if you guys go in my Poshmark Closet now, you'd still see that these are still listed as reserved. Now, the weird thing about that is that anytime an item is reserved on Poshmark, it's usually reserved only for, I think, an hour or maybe 2 hours, and it just gives the buyer some time to actually complete the payment. But for this particular item, it was reserved for over a week. And I actually had a buyer send me a message. They said they were interested, and I just relisted them with a whole brand new listing, and I let that buyer get it. Like I said, 2 days later, it's still reserved, and it's been reserved for over a week now. So I don't know if you guys have any similar experiences with that, but like I said, drop a comment, let me know if you guys have any weird experiences with items being reserved for a very, very long amount of time. Next is this Affliction t-shirt, and this one I also picked up for $2, and I got this during it was like a day where I found 5 or 6 Affliction shirts in one day. So that was a trip to the thrift video. So if you guys didn't catch that, I'll put that in the description and in the card so you can check that one out as well. But like I said, I paid $2 for this shirt. It sold for 12. I was asking 16, but it took a while for this one to sell, so I just accepted 12 bucks, and at the end of the day, I was just glad that it finally did sell. Next is one of the first shoes that I got from that UGG outlet haul, and that was the day I picked up about 40 pairs of shoes from the UGG outlet, and this is the Sammy model. Now, the thing about these shoes in particular, my opinion, the shoes look nice. They're very classic styles of shoes, but the sizes is what's really killing me with these, because this was my first UGG outlet haul and my first outlet shopping experience. And of course, I knew that size 5.5 and size 5 and 6 was not a popular size, so I figured it would take a while to sell. But I purchased these in April, and this was the first UGG Sammy that I sold. So definitely learn from my mistakes. If you come across UGGs in a small size or any shoes in a very small size, think twice about it and just know that it's going to take a while to sell. And I still have about 3 or 4 pairs of the UGG Sammy in stock. And I have a ton of UGGs in stock right now if you guys check my Poshmark Closet. But I'm expecting these to take maybe 5 or 6 months to still continue to sell. And I didn't make a ton of profit from these because I paid about 16 bucks each for these UGG Sammys. So that's just something that you guys can, I guess, learn from my errors. Because if I had a chance to do this again, I probably wouldn't pick up as many pairs of these shoes if I had the second chance. Next is this vintage CFL t-shirt, and I actually posted this in a video where I talked about some of the Poshmark items that's been sitting in my closet for the longest amount of time, and this one was one of them. And I had this for well over 6 months. I paid $2 for this shirt, and it finally sold for $10. So I'm not sure if it was a viewer that purchased this or if it was just a coincidence, but like I said, I'm just glad that this finally sold for 10 bucks because I had this in my closet for a very long time. Next is this Nike golf stripe shirt, and I've been telling you guys to pick up golf clothing because it's been selling like crazy for me. And this one didn't sell for a ton of profit, but at the end of the day, it did sell fairly quickly. It only took about 2 weeks. So if you guys come across Nike golf stuff, still pick it up. It's still selling like crazy for me, and I'm just glad that it finally did sell. Next is this Bonobos straight fit chinos and Bonobos pants. I picked up about 4 of these in one day, and this was also in a trip to the thrift video. And this was, I think, my second to last trip to the thrift. So if you guys haven't seen that, check that one out. I'll put that into the cards in the description for you. But Bonobos, the value has gone down. It doesn't sell for as much as it used to, but like I said, this one sold in less than a week, so I was glad that it did, and it's all worthwhile when it sells that quickly for me. So not a ton of profit was made. I paid $5 for these pants, but like I said, it sold for $18 in less than a week. Next up is this UGG care kit, and I have a bunch of these. I paid $1 a piece for these, and now they're starting to sell. I actually sold 2 of these this weekend, and both of them sold for $10. So these will probably continue to sell as we get into the fourth quarter, and once we get closer to when people start selling, when people start buying more gifts. So I'm looking forward to making some good profit on these, and as long as these sell for at least $10, I'll definitely be happy. And I took a best offer on these. I have these listed right now for $15. Next is this Adidas Samsung soccer jersey, and this jersey I've had in the inventory for a very long time as well. It finally sold for $13. And just looking back at it now, I probably could have taken better pictures, but at the end of the day, it's sold and it is what it is. And as you guys watch my videos, just learn from my mistakes. Anytime I tell you something took a long time to sell, it's usually because the pictures was bad or just an unpopular item. And this item probably just isn't as popular as I thought. So this one sold for $13. I paid $2 for it. Next is the other UGG care kit. Like I said, I paid $1 for this, and 2 of them sold for $10. So not a whole lot to talk about with that one. Next is a pair of Adriano Goldschmied jeans, and these is actually in a herringbone print. I think in the video where I purchased these, I said it was houndstooth, but you guys corrected me, so thank you for that. And this one sold for $30. I was asking $39, and I got a best offer, so I went ahead and accepted that. So if you guys come across these pants, still pick them up. They don't sell for a ton of profit, but for me, I always pick them up anytime I find them in a good condition. And these did have a minor stain, but it wasn't worth it for me to not pick them up, especially since the stain was so small. But anytime you guys are selling anything with a flaw, always make sure that you're letting the buyer know exactly what they're getting, because stuff like this is always warranted for somebody to make a return if I didn't say that there was a stain on the back pocket. Next is a pair of Miss Me jeans, and these were actually a plus size pair of jeans, and it's my experience when it comes to selling things online, larger sizes, plus size for men or women, always sell a lot better and a lot faster. And I have a ton of Miss Me jeans in my Poshmark Closet right now, and I listed these, and I think I listed these 3 or 4 days ago, and it sold 2 days after. So I didn't even have these in my Poshmark Closet for a week, and they sold very quickly. So still be on the lookout for Miss Me jeans. I know they're not as popular as they used to be, but they still sell, especially if they're in a plus size. Next is this Banana Republic Safari vest, and I thought this would sell faster on eBay because there are a ton of sold listings on eBay, and I know stuff like this usually sells faster for me on that platform, but I still cross-listed it, and it ended up selling on Poshmark first, so I was kind of surprised about that. I had it listed for $49 and it sold for $40. And on eBay, it was usually selling for about the same price. But keep in mind, Poshmark buyers have to pay tax and they have to pay shipping, which is like $7. So that's a ton of money for shipping. But anyway, this one sold for $40. I paid $4 for it. So I made a decent amount of profit on that. And last but not least is this pair of Adidas Iniki boots. And with this being sold, I'm officially sold out of all of my Adidas Iniki boots. I had 40 pairs of these shoes. Some were in white, some were in blue. And I'm going to make a video on this just to kind of break it down, share some of the numbers, and just kind of inspire some of you guys to just go out and do some more outlet shopping. Because as you guys know, the majority of my sales come from flea markets, garage sales, and thrift stores. But for the most part, I'm starting to do more outlet shopping because I like to sell brand new with tags items now. And this one was definitely a very big success for me. So I'm going to make a separate video and just talk more about this entire experience and just let you guys know how much money I actually made after all is said and done. So be on the lookout for that. Alright y'all, that's all I got for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And stay tuned for my eBay video because I'm going to be dropping that in maybe about an hour or two. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
I told you my intentions, baby. underrated. This lightning's causing thunder lately. So lend a heart with no repayment. My interest rate is